Hey, and welcome to your first video lesson. Today we're going to be doing Chapter 1, Lesson 1, which will be talking about variables and expressions. It's going to feel a little bit like we're doing a lot of writing, like we're in English class, but don't worry, we're not going to be doing essays or anything. We're just going to be taking algebraic expressions, which is where we see something written out, and we're going to be turning them into what we would call verbal or written expressions. What does that mean? Well, instead of writing a 2, you're going to be writing TWO. You're going to write it out. So let's just jump into an example here. The first one is 5x plus 7. For the most part, you just get to write down what it is you said out loud, with one little exception here. Notice that it just says 5x. I need you to tell me, what does that mean? Of course, we know it means multiply. So instead of just writing down 5x plus 7, what I'll write down is 5 times 7. Or I'm sorry, 5 times x plus 7. Like so. And you can dress this up as fancy as you'd like. I know that another way that I can say times is multiply. So maybe I want to say 5 multiplied by, and we could say x, or what if I got really fancy and said a variable x. And then I add that 7 onto the end. Means the exact same thing. Same thing again would be like if I said the product of 5 and a number. Plus 7, or added to 7, or whatever it is you wanted to say there. Okay. All three of those mean the exact same thing. They're just different ways of writing that. Okay, so for example, with my second one here, I could say x to the 4th, or x raised to the 4th power. All right. Down here, you can see where, oops, that's not what I wanted. Down here you can see where I have several options of different ways you could write that. What's going to be important about that is when we go backwards, this list will help you. I'm going to tell you right now some of the tricky ones are going to be of and less than, but we'll do some examples of that. So when I first see one, what I like to do is kind of think about, okay, what's the key verbal phrase here? So here it's going to be product of. And over here, I can see that product of is going to mean multiplication. And it looks like I'm multiplying a p and a 6. So that would be my answer. Since I know that it doesn't matter which way we multiply in, I might also write that as 6p. So 2b is where things get a little more interesting, because really the only word that they have is that of, right there. But it turns out if all you have is of, that still is going to mean multiplication. So 1/3 is going to be 1 over 3, just like 1/2 is 1 over 2, 1/4 is 1 over 4. 1/3 of the area A. This tends to confuse people. What's the area? Is that another variable? No, it's the same variable. They're just telling you that A is going to mean area. So 1/3 A. Let's try this one down here. 7 less than a number. A lot of people want to tell me that that is 7. Let's see, less than, that means subtraction. All right, so 7 less than a number. That might be x, I don't know. I have some bad news for you. That is incorrect. Because it's 7 less than that. So what that actually means is x minus 7. Or hey, I could also say n minus 7 or y minus 7. It doesn't really matter what variable I use. All of those would be correct.